Alright. So hang on. Let's wait a minute or just wait for anyone to pop up, I guess. Just wait. Just wait till anyone pops up. 'Cause fuck no, this ain't no ASMR. What the fuck am I doing? Alright, so let's just wait for a minute before anyone can like pop up. Just like if a minute goes by, I guess. So and the main time right now is 3:52 in the afternoon, so okay, now we have one. Okay, we are live. What's up, John? How you doing today? Yeah, okay. This is some serious shit we're talking about. So, got those that know, if those that personally know me or have been on the channel for a while, like gotten deep with my stuff. You know how I'm really like we doing some Gnostic stuff, even if it's not Gnostic, but still it's part of Abrahamicism either way. You know how in Buddhism, you know what in Buddhism, it's the same way of Gnosticism. It's about leaving the system because Gnosticism, you have to fight the archons and you have to be able to get out to go to the pleroma. And in Buddhism, you have to achieve enlightenment to stop like fucking getting reincarnated multiple times. Because if you think about it, at this point, you know Buddha, he was technically a Gnostic himself because think about it. He saw all these suffering going around, so he decided to leave his home and go search for enlightenment and to achieve enlightenment, as in to break out of the system. That's how he became the enlightened one Buddha. So for this one, we're talking about another banned scripture that's too dark to survive. No, not Abrahamic, and yes. By the title of the live stream and by the picture I have in my profile, yeah, the picture. This is some Buddhism we're talking about, like some like Asian, I guess you can say. The Vajra. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. Thanks for the emojis. Vajra. The Vajra Bravada. Fuck, I don't know how to pronounce this. Vajra. Yeah. So let me point out something. So by like the profile I have as this video, you probably recognize there's like and like say like some kind of Buddhist looking demon because you know how in Buddhism, I don't know, Buddhism is strange because like Buddha is known to be in 3 different mythologies because in Hinduism after Buddha became the enlightened one he became a avatar of Vishnu, and in Chinese mythology, well, in Chinese, Sun Wukong sent up to Buddha because Sun Wukong is a Chinese deity. And what else? Speaking of which, like on Japanese mythology, um, let me think. Yeah, we have Raijin and his brother Saijin like standing up against Buddha, and Raijin is a Japanese deity. So yeah, because Buddha he's in multiple like Asian mythology. So by the monster you see on the profile, that is yeah, because you know in Buddhism, there's a lot of deities that have like multiple arms or like drum sets on their back, like let's say because you know in Hinduism, Shiva is known to like have many like most gods like have many arms in Hinduism as well. And of course by the profile, multiple like monstrous looking gods as well because like if you deep with Buddhism, you know how in Buddha's final stage of enlightenment, when he was sitting on a tree, the demon Mara appeared, or you could say the record of Ragnarok name like Papias or Hajun. Mara came to deceive him or try like make him stop enlightenment, but no, that didn't stop Buddha. So yeah, because like Mara, I guess you can say Mara is like the Satan version of Buddhism in a way. Like how for Jonathan Hills, he used to be a Buddhist, but he just said that Satan is the ultimate enemy because like in Buddhism, Mara is the enemy, not Satan. Satan is not even from Buddhism. Not Satan was not even the original character in the Book of Genesis. Like I swear to God, if you get with the original Bible, you will not find the name Satan anywhere. Not to mention the name means deceiver or adversary or the accuser, because in Judaism it was originally a ha Satan instead of like just Satan. Anyways, let's get deep with this. And oh yeah, by the title's video, if you don't know what Vajra is a sacred like weapon, I think. Could be wrong. Okay, let's listen to this. Okay, yeah. So this is what I'm saying. The monster has the profile that's mentioned here on the Vajra Pravadi. See here? Yamakada, the destroyer of death, yeah. Yeah, scary motherfucker with multiple faces. Similar to Mara. Yamaka. Yamakata. I don't know how to. See, hang on. Fuck. Because he's mentioning this, like. Remember hang on, let me show you, like, the full design. Yeah, this is the one. See this scary ass motherfucker. I don't know. Dude, I can't even tell the design, like, what's going on here. Because, like, is he, like, making out with someone over here? What the fuck? But, yeah, the Destroyer of Death. So, similar to that, you guys remember how I mentioned multiple times in my other Chosen Ones so you can understand how the real Battle of Armageddon is going to be the gods destroying us, led by Yaldabaoth and the Nephilims returning the Titans free from Tartars, including Typhon, including with the Anunnaki, the Canaanite with Baal and Moloch, and the Mayan deities returning to destroy us all. That monster, the Destroyer of Death, yeah, he's probably going to get involved because, you know, like I said, Buddhism is about leaving the system. Same with Gnosticism. So that's how it is. Then we got 3 viewers here. Yeah, so the Destroyer of Death, he's known as.
In sacred Buddhist texts, Vajra bhairava, also called Yamantaka, is the manifestation of Buddha as the foe destroyer. Foe destroyer means the opponent of the 4 Maras, in this case, especially focused on overcoming the Mara of death. Why would a Buddha appear so angry, sometimes with 9 heads, one of which is a ferocious buffalo?
Yeah, it looks similar to like Baal and Moloch.
It is written in the teachings that Shakyamuni Buddha himself, as he sat under the Bodhi during the attack of demonic Mara, manifested as Vajra bhairava to terrify and subdue Mara.
In Sutra, Shakyamuni faced the hordes and temptations of Mara, subduing them mentally, transforming them, and ultimately attaining enlightenment. In Vajrayana holy texts, this mental process becomes visualized forms.
Yeah, so like what it says, see, like, you know, when Mara like was trying to deceive Buddha during his enlightenment, Mara like did a lot of things. Had his daughters to try to seduce him by like hypnotizing him with lust, and even Mara had an army of demons trying to attack Buddha, but with his faith, he destroyed them all. So yeah, Yamaki, yeah, the monster, yeah, the Destroyer of Death, the foe destroyer, yeah. By his looks, he looks similar to like a Baal, like similar to like Canaanite gods, like Moloch, Baal. Though the difference is, this is Asian and Baal and Moloch is from Canaanite. Still, because if you get deeper, like remember the book of Gilgamesh, the book of Gilgamesh. All mythologies are kind of from the same source, out of Abrahamicism. Because, like I've said multiple times, like it's all connected to, like, each mythology has something in common with like Abrahamicism. If it has to be a flood or anything, or just any monster or demon or god that looks the same from another mythology. Because just at this point, will they exist at this point? Because remember, if your god should be true, then all gods could be true. Then could be false gods because, okay, if all the mythology gods exist, the most evil ones that are called a pagan or false god, then those ones are not real gods. They could be demons or Nephilim giants. Wait, what? Should Ragnarok?
वज्र और तंत्र एक अत्यंत रहस्यमयी और शक्तिशाली बौद्ध.
What are the
Oh, damn it. Accidentally. Sorry. Oh, yeah, like this.
The incredible thing about Tibetan Buddhism is it picked up bits and pieces and they produced something incredible.
Oh, here's.
Exactly is the Vajrayana. Well, this is a Vajra, or in Tibetan we
Yeah,
call it
Vajra.
Gomje. And in ancient India, this was one weapon that no one could resist. The Vajrayana is taught to be the supreme vehicle and the most effective way of achieving fun. And why is that so? As we know, there are three gates of virtue. The virtue of body, speech, and mind. And principal amongst these is the virtue of mind. The reason why the Vajra is taught to be indestructible is because it symbolizes the mind. And as we know, everything depends on mind. Our happiness and suffering both depend only upon the mind. And whether we are trapped in the mundane world or we find liberation in nirvana solely depends on this. So what exactly is...
Yeah, so like I said, like if you get deeper like the Book of Enoch, there's 7 levels of heavens you have to fight for that are drawn by the archons. Similar to that, Buddhism, there's 6 levels of nirvana you have to achieve enlightenment. It's kind of the 6 realms. That's how it is with like, dude. You know, this also cuts fear to the flat earth theory as well, because like, of course, the fake heavens, like let's say before Zeus or Odin came in, the Nephilims also ruled other like realms like Olympus, Asgard, and including Nirvana, and that's how it exists, like beyond the water firmament above the earth. And maybe some of it could be like, for example, the land beyond the ice walls, like that. Yeah. Yes.
Death itself is conquered by this towering, wrathful deity, Yamantaka. Conquering death and the cycle of samsaric suffering is at the very heart of Buddhism. As the death destroyer, Yamantaka symbolizes this aspiration, and his meditational deity practice is designed to achieve that goal. When the tantric, wrathful deity is understood and related to skillfully, it has the necessary qualities to be a catalyst of transformation. One deity that embodies the power to transform the destructive, aggressive aspect of the shadow is Yamantaka. Vajra, as he is also called, is practiced to overcome emotional and karmic obstacles, in particular the violence of anger and hatred. Despite all of this, questions still arise. How should we relate to the more challenging aspects of enlightenment? Why is Yamantaka considered a highest yoga practice? And in what way can he destroy death? We've explored these questions and more in our other blogs. Be sure to check them out in the blog section.
Gotcha. Yeah, like, you gotta understand, like, those that worship a god or God himself, not all gods are good. You gotta understand, because, like, they're nothing to fuck with in a way. Okay, now where the fuck is it? Okay, hang on, let me look for it. It's time. Where the fuck did it go? Where's that video? Because, like, this scripture is really dark to, like, survive. I don't know, it just says that. Okay, I'm starting. Where is it? Fuck, hang on. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, guys, if it's possible, there's a possible chance that I might be able to do Vancouver Quest tomorrow. I hope. Part 27. I hope. Let me. Where the fuck is it? All right, here it is. This is a sacred text that is like, Jesus, was too dark to survive. Yeah. I look for this shit.
The Apocalypse of Zephaniah is an ancient Jewish apocalyptic text understood only by high priests. This is a side of ancient Egypt rarely known. The afterlife, not as a place of hope, but as a brutal selection machine that offers no second chance. Vajra, bhairava tantra. Vajra, bhairava tantra is a high-level esoteric text within the Tibetan Vajrayana tradition, estimated to have developed between the 8th and 11th centuries AD, and taught only through closed initiation by authorized masters. Its central figure is Vajra Bhairava, Yamantaka, the wrathful manifestation of Manjushri, depicted as a bull-headed deity with dozens of arms, wielding weapons and trampling living beings underfoot. This iconography is not an aesthetic symbol. It is a tool of extreme psychological pedagogy. The content of the text is deeply disturbing to the modern reader. Practitioners are instructed to perform ritual visualizations of killing, beheading, and the total destruction of the body, including their own. In advanced meditation, the practitioner imagines themselves becoming Bhairava, destroying the universe, slaughtering living beings, and then crushing reality into the void. The goal is not physical violence, but the annihilation of the ego, conventional morality, and the deepest fear of death. What makes it truly terrifying is the belief that dark emotions, anger, terror, hatred, are not to be suppressed but used as fuel for enlightenment. If performed without guidance, this text is believed to cause madness, identity dissociation, or permanent mental collapse. Therefore, within the Tibetan tradition itself, the Vajra Bhairava Tantra is strictly forbidden for lay study. Historically, this text reflects an extreme phase of Tantric Buddhism, where salvation is reached not through peace, but through direct confrontation with cosmic horror. This is why the Vajra Bhairava Tantra is almost never discussed outside academic circles. It is too real, too dangerous, and too honest about the dark side of the human spiritual path. Manichaean Kephalaya.
That's what we'll be talking next, and the next chosen ones only can understand. But you gotta understand. Here, like Gnostic people like me, like I'm not the only one that does this. You probably heard of esoteric wisdom or holy fool. We don't come here to spread like soft lies. We're here telling hard truths. And yes, similar to that secret text, no matter how assertive it will, I will bring it back to be an actual scripture. And why not even put it to the real Bible? Because let me explain something. It's like that. You have to like fucking fight brutally. Because if you know about mythology games, like video games that are based off of like mythologies that fight really gory and brutally, like God of War, Dante's Inferno, and others, that's how fucking life is really. Because like once you die, you have to like fucking kill these evil ass gods to like find peace. Then after that, you'll find success. You'll find your dead wife that's been gone and separated from you that would instantly heal your emotional depression that you've been through. It's fucking like that. Oh hell. Okay. Where am I? Wherever I'm from, you mean like where I was born or like where I'm at right now? I was originally born in like one of the hospitals in Portland. Why? Still waiting. Emma Michael. Is that how you spell it? Huh. Still waiting, I guess. Well, all my life been raised in the center. Where are you right now? I'm inside my apartment. Vancouver. I was going to end my stream, but I guess I'm going to wait for this now. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right, then have a nice one, then. All right, so that's all I got for you guys, but just kind of like I understand, like life's a fucking bitch sometimes. So like, it's like that really. Like once you die, because if you accidentally go inside the white tunnel of the light, you'll be back in this earth as a fucking slave. So like, you gotta understand, like it's best to like leave like the system, like the school, jobs, because think about it. If we're supposed to be successful, how the fuck are we supposed to deal with like all of it? The trauma, the abuse, the loss, the betrayal, the lies that everybody's been through. Peace to because okay, you know, John, for all the violence we have to go through, at the end, yes, we'll find peace at the end. But still, that's what I mean, because like of course to find freedom in this world either way, so like leave the system. And of course to find true peace, because once you die or pass away, you have to like fight through the gods themselves to get that freedom back. And at the end, you'll be back with your lost loved ones, and of course start a true family and somewhere like in the promised afterlife, like a true promised land. So it's like that. So I guess in a way it's a war in a way. Like you gotta understand, like all of it's really war, because most Abrahamic, like Christianity, it's built with war, because it starts out with war with Lucifer's rebellions. Some of the Greek mythology starts with a war with the Titanomachy, Zeus freeing his siblings from Kronos and fighting against Kronos and the Titans. And at the end of Christianity, there was the Battle of Armageddon, the forces of Jesus versus the forces of Satan. And of course, at Norse mythology, it ends with a war with Ragnarok. Gods and the humans uniting against the forces of Loki with the forces of Jotunheim and Helheim. It's all war. So all of you, just be safe out there and always be aware of your surroundings, I guess, and have a good way. We'll be back soon for Chosen Ones Link Understand, or hopefully Vancouver Quest.